Okay, I think we can start. I think we're pretty much stable on that 200 and so people joining us. So, good morning, good afternoon, good night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you joining us on your Sunday. So, where I see some people who are still struggling with volume, just making sure one more time that the audio is okay just before we continue. If can someone just give me a thumbs up on the audio, please? Jason, you can hear me, right?
I can. Seems like a lot of people can hear.
So just making sure. Perfect. The chat very quickly. Okay, so guys, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Dean, and I'm from the beta team. With me today here we have Anat, who is from our newest member of the team, and we have 3 members from our product team, which are going to present to you about this new feature called Start State. So I'm going to hand it over to them, to Ron and Yuval and Jason, who you can see from New York. So they're going to tell you more about that soon. First, I just wanted to say, obviously, thank you again for showing up today. It means a lot for us that you can join us and hear firsthand from us about things that are happening on our side. I'd also like to remind everyone, we sent a survey to the community today. I see a lot of people already responded to it, but this is just a reminder. In case you haven't seen it, it's in the homepage of CenterCode now. So please, after the webinar, go there and fill it up. We would be happy to hear your feedback. So I think without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Ron, who's going to present about Start State. So, and by the way, if you have any questions whatsoever, there is a Q&A section inside that room. So please feel free to submit your questions there. We will answer them after the presentation. So we're going to go straight to the presentation. If you have any questions, leave them there. There's an option to upvote questions. So if you have a question which you agree with, then better to upvote than to ask a new question. And we'll get to them at the end with the time that we have. Okay, so handing it over to Ron.
Hey guys, I'm Ron, the lead PM for Waze Core. Since December, I met some of you in the North America meetup. So today I'm going to talk to you about Start State. And again, thank you for joining and taking the time. Okay, so a bit about the experience in Waze today. Most of the experience actually starts for most users right before driving in the car. And there's this huge gap on planning to which we're not providing a lot of value, or at least our users are not using the value provided. So it's really not entirely true that users are not planning with Waze, because we're seeing this pattern in the data that 25% of all navigations are actually route and ETA checks. So it means that there is an incentive of planning. It's just not very easy to do so. So today I want to talk to you about Waze Start State, which is exactly about that. So here is a bit about the value we try to provide with it. So we're going to show you in a minute a new planning drawer in which users will be able to see the upcoming drives. So routine drives they're doing, planned drives and calendar events, for which the leaving and arrival time should be very prominent, and users will be able to see them without navigating like they do today. More interesting information would be the delays compared to the usual traffic. This is essential for planning. You should know when you're going to be late or not, so you should prepare for it and leave earlier, at least for rigid schedules. We also wanted to show traffic jams and events impacting the route, and make it easy for users to plan drives. So this is how it looks. We're using the opening screen and the starting state of Waze on which we're adding this drawer coming from the bottom. And in this drawer, we have cards representing the upcoming drives for the next 24 hours. So here you can see a drive from home to work, on which you can see the leaving and arrival time, and these are editable. So if you decide to go later, you can change this for every weekday. And we also have the delay compared to the usual. So there's a recommendation to leave earlier. And on the right, you can see that if you scroll this drawer up, you can actually see the traffic jam, the most relevant traffic jams on the route, and a major traffic event impacting this route. So for view 1 of StartState, we will be including this drawer with the navigations in them, and all the information that I talked about earlier. The carpool hook is also an addition that will come in a later version. So we're making it easy for users to toggle availability to carpool. And of course, a quick go button so you can navigate really easily from the card. In V2, we'll add this news feed for each drive on which the traffic jams will be there and the major traffic events. About routine drives prediction, we will include the current predictions that you see today when opening Waze. So are you going to a destination from your favorites? And we'll include new commute drive for users who have home and work set. We will also add home and work routines that users will be able to adjust manually. In V2, we'll also include the full routine drive predictions from all the drive history. So not only for favorites destination, but from a certain origin address to another destination address. So not necessarily favorites. Yuval, can you show us a demo?
This will be a quick demo of StartState. This is what we will get once we roll this out.
Second there. Okay. So can you guys see the video on the screen right now?
Okay, so it's afternoon in Tel Aviv. You open Waze. You can see the first card. It's like my drive home. You can see it's a typical traffic today. I will leave at the same time, so I leave as usual. I can then change the time. I can change the arrival time or the leaving time. And then I can scroll to see more cards. I can see the drive tomorrow from home to work. And then I can easily add a new plan drive using the plan drive feature. I will just plan a drive this evening to Haifa. I will save it. And now, because of StartState, it will be much easier to plan drives and see them and see their information right from Waze, from the map. So you can see it here. I save the plan drive, and I can see that it's heavier traffic than usual. I know when to leave, and I can start drive right away.
Thank you. Hope you guys enjoyed the demo. So how do I come back to the slides? Actually, we don't have a lot there. Okay. So when is it coming? So very soon, and this time for real. You should get it in beta in 1 or 2 weeks from now. So thank you for watching the demo.